Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this video, you're in the right place. You're here for another Mommy and the Littles video. Today's video is highly requested, and I'm pretty sure you've already seen from the title down below that this is a sleep training video. Sleep training is definitely changing up the mom world because we all want those precious little beautiful babies to sleep through the night. And I have actually managed to get it down pat, and I have done it through sleep training. Taylor is now 8 months old. She'll be 8 months old on Monday. Today is Friday, July 1st. She'll be 8 months old on July 4th. And I'm excited. I'm excited that I have gotten sleep training down pat. She's been sleep trained for maybe about 2 months now. And I wanted to make sure I did it for about 2 months. I always say do things about 60 to 90 days to make sure I actually had it down pat. And we've got it down pat now. So Taylor is sleeping through the night, and it is definitely a blessing to us. So I'm going to give a quick disclaimer. If you're here to mom bash, be negative, be mean, be hateful, go away. So if you're going to mom bash, I'm going to just hit that good old block button and you'll be out of here. So let's just keep it nice, keep it sweet, keep it cute, or keep it on mute. Let's get into the video. So some disclaimer, some kind of background information for sleep training. Sleep training is when you train or teach your baby how to sleep through the night. And most experts say babies are ready to be sleep trained between 4 and 6 months, and it could be less, it could be more, but 4 to 6 months is kind of the general consensus for babies. I know some people do it as early as 2 months. I know some people do it as late as toddlers, but the general consensus is 4 to 6 months, and things you have to know your baby and talk to your pediatrician. I always say talk to your pediatrician. If you don't feel comfortable talking to your pediatrician, you probably should switch. So I would say talk to your pediatrician. As I just said, talk to your pediatrician, talk to your pediatrician. And then if you already are in the right place, you're trying to do research and learn more about sleep training. So there is about 4 methods to sleep training, but all of them have one thing that's in common. I'm going to talk about that first. And sleep training says to start with a routine. Babies thrive on routines, adults thrive on routines, children thrive on routines. Routines will make you strive. I mean, there is nothing better than having a good, consistent routine for your baby. This will help them sleep better at night. This will help them better when they're in school, on jobs. We know that we go to work, we get off, we eat dinner, we go to bed. We know what comes next, and babies thrive best that way too. So that is the best way that I can say to start off your sleep training journey. And that part you can start as early as 2 months. You can start that as early as when they're born, to just get a good routine. So that means if you want your baby to sleep by 8, then that means at 6 o'clock you're preparing them for sleep. You are setting up a sleep environment. And that starts at dinner time with us. So Taylor has dinner with us. Taylor is 8 months old, so we'll give her some broccoli or some squash or carrots or sweet potatoes or whatever we're eating, and she'll have it. She'll eat with us at the table, and then we give her a bottle, and then we put her into the bathtub. Her and Tiana take baths together, and that's why it's easy for me because Tiana's already on kind of a sleep training method where we do this nighttime routine. So I put Taylor and Tiana in the bathtub, and then I am transitioning Taylor to her room where the lights are low. I'm talking in a soft voice. There's soft music. Everything is an environment for sleep. Now, some people, they don't like this because they say, well, what if your baby doesn't have the environment? They won't know how to sleep. Hey, I pick my battles. If you will sleep every night consistently in your room, and then we go on vacation and you're having trouble getting to sleep, I will pick my battles. So this is what's more important to me, to get a good night's sleep when we're at home. When the schedule is different, I understand that the baby will be different, but here I want her to have some consistency. So Taylor will go to sleep every night in her bed consistently. So I put her in her bed. So the thing is, so she's used to dinner, bath, bed, book, or dinner, bath, bed, story. I mean, not story, song. You know, whatever we're doing is consistent with the nighttime. We actually let her listen to Praise Baby. So if you're into Christian music, Praise Baby is a great nighttime alternative that really set the mood for bedtime. And then we put her down in her crib. And this is when you get into the different sleep training methods. So there's 4-ish methods, kind of 3, kind of 4, depends on how you look at it. And the first method is cry it out. Cry it out is very popular. Tons of moms use it. Tons of moms love it. Tons of moms hate it. Some moms will cut your throat for even saying you do it. Hey, if that's your thing, go for it. I did try cry it out with Tiana. It did not work. Tiana would hold her breath. I thought the kid was going to explode. So cry it out didn't work with Tiana. And that's where you just put the baby in the crib and you let them cry it out. One thing I would say about cry it is make sure your baby is developmentally ready or age ready. You have to determine that based on your own research. I'm not going to give you a month on when that is, but I would just say a 2-week-old baby probably shouldn't be crying it out. But if that's just my opinion. But make sure your babies are ready. And the thing is, one thing people don't really talk about or cry it out is the baby should have had all of their needs met. They should already have been fed and changed and have comfortable clothes on. The temperature in the room is, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, and they're already sleepy. You put the baby in all the methods. You put the baby to bed sleepy, not asleep and not wide awake. You put them to bed sleepy and they learn to self-soothe. So then the thing is, you do all these things with a sleepy baby, and then they should not cry long. They should kind of just drift off into sleep. Every baby does, and that's why I said that you have to get to know kind of your baby. The next method is the no tears method, and that is where every time the baby cries, you go in, you console the baby, you can pick them up, or you can just kind of rub their back, and you say, hey, don't cry, it's okay, mom's here, and then you leave. You keep coming back and forth. This did not work for I didn't try this with Tiana, and this didn't work for Taylor, because Taylor would just laugh at me. And the thing is, y'all may think that a baby can't play her mom, but I'm gonna tell you, my 6-month-old, every time I walked in that room, she would stop crying and start laughing. I don't know if it's because she was happy to see me or what, but she thought it was hilarious that I had ran into the room to come help her. So that was not working for us. It wasn't getting us anywhere. We were not doing anything. And the next method is like a bilateral method, which is what does work in my house, which is a kind of, it's cry it out and no tears kind of put together. So what you actually do is you let the baby cry it out for, we let Taylor cry out for about 7 to 10 minutes. They say about 5 to 7. We do 7 to 10. You let them cry, cry, cry. Remember, this is a sleepy baby with all their needs met, and you go in and do some comforting. This is kind of like a half and half. So I comfort after 7 to 10 minutes. I will comfort her, calm her down, and I will leave again and then come back in 7 to 10 minutes. It has worked for us. And remember, these crying methods, they do not last forever. Your baby will not be crying every single night for 6 months. It will eventually kind of just drift off, and they will get used and they will learn this is where you sleep and this is our method. But in the first weeks, it is a little hard. I know for us, for cry it out would also not work because we live in a townhome, and I don't think my neighbors want to hear Taylor screaming to the top of her lungs every night for a month. But this worked perfectly for us. She knew we were still there, that we weren't leaving her, and we only had to do that for maybe about 3 or 4 nights, and by the 5th or 6th night, she really had it down packed. Now we're in another transitional phase right now with teething and sleeping. If you can help me with teething and sleeping, let me know. If not, you'll probably see that video around 10 months when I let you know how we made it through. But right now, she's having trouble with that. But, I mean, we got it down packed where she understood it's bedtime and I'm going to sleep. And Taylor does not sleep 12 hours. They say that babies should be able to sleep 12 hours and drop night feedings. She doesn't feed at night, but she doesn't sleep 12 hours. She will sleep between about 8 and 9 and wakes up about 5. I give her a bottle and put her in her pack and play in our room. And then that's when she wakes up. But that is sleeping through the night for our family. That's great for us. I love it. My kids are not big sleepers, so that works perfectly for us. What else was I gonna say? So yeah, you have to really know your baby. Now, breastfeed babies, I don't know how early breastfed babies really drop their night feeding. Taylor only was breastfed till she was maybe about 5.5 months. Around 6 months is when we stopped, which was why it was easy to transition to sleep training. I would say just try and get those longer stretches. One thing I was doing is I was giving her a bottle, a breast milk bottle before bed, warm, a bigger bottle, just making sure she was getting a good feed in versus at the breast. So that worked better for her. Now, I don't know. You might have to do some research because I know a lot of babies will feed all night. I know some babies who are 10 months old who still wake up every couple of hours. And that's comfort feeding. So that's a whole nother, conversation. But yeah, I would say do some research on that as well. Now, what I will tell you is the last method, is kind of different, which is where you just most people, they sit their chair or their rocker next to the baby's bed and they gradually move out each night so the baby can see them. I have never tried this, but they say it works, so this might be a good method for you too, especially a lot of first-time moms who you're not really comfortable just like leaving your baby. This may work perfectly for you. You can try this out. Another thing I have found across the board with tons of research, because I always research before I come on here and tell you guys something, that sleep training, all 4 methods work. all of them work pretty much consistently as well, based on your own research and the baby's temperament. But the number one thing you have to be is consistent and committed. You have to commit to a process and be consistent with it every single night for 60 to 90 days with your baby. And the thing is, you may choose a process and realize it's not for you and you decide to be committed to another one. That's fine. That was us with Cry It Out. But you have to realize you have to do the same thing every single night, even the weekends with the baby, to get them to learn this new process. So consistency and commitment to the process, mom and dad, anyone else who keeps the baby at night, they have to be consistent and committed to the process for the baby to really learn this is the new method and process that we're going to be changing to. It's the same way with adults. So if you guys have any tips or comments about sleep training, if you can help me out with that teething situation that's going on right now, I will much appreciate it. If you can help another mom, especially on the breastfeeding things, I didn't have a lot of information about that. Make sure you leave that in the comments down below. Remember, no mom bashing, no negativity. I will block you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're watching this video, I'm pretty sure you already got an idea of what this is.